Hi, welcome back to my vegan experiment. My name is Katt and I have a special guest here today. This is my friend David, who is a super talented photographer, videographer, instructor, and all that jazz. So together we thought to share our 30 tips for June Ocean on how to help the ocean. So one way for every day of June. So let's get into it.
It's going to be super quick. We're going to give you 30 ways of how you can actually do this practically today, not tomorrow, not next week. You can already start implementing all this kind of stuff from today. It's going to be quick. Make sure you write everything down and let's go.
Number one is turtles. So turtles are very endangered worldwide and we have to do everything we can to protect them. So you don't want to be buying anything made from turtle shell, turtle meat. They still sell turtle soup around the place. Do you know that?
No, that's crazy. Yeah.
Anyway, so don't eat the turtles.
Don't eat the turtles. Number two is recycling, right? So recycling, guys, basically, to be honest, a lot of people thought that recycling is a solution, but practically only like 10% is actually being recycled. So what we always preach is just reduce, reuse. It's very easy to do. You just need to find the right products, which we're gonna show you next. And if you choose to use those products from the beginning, you're minimizing your use, and I believe that this is like the actual solution.
Plastic is everywhere. There's no way to avoid it, but you want to decrease the single-use plastics. So in terms of like cleaning supplies, you can make your own. Super simple. All you need is some vinegar, some lemon potentially, and for nice smelling, you can put some peppermint oil or eucalyptus
any
or
oil
tea tree.
really. Any oil that you like could work.
Any of that. And baking soda is legendary to clean just about anything, whether it's your toilet or your surfaces. Chemical free, and it really disinfects. So check that out. Of course, there's plenty of DIYs you can check out. For example, one of my friends just taught me an epic toothpaste DIY, which is...
Well, how do you make that one?
How do I make that one? Again, super easy. All you need is coconut oil, charcoal, a little bit of baking soda because it is abrasive and can damage your teeth if you put too much. We'll link down below the precise quantities. And then again, a little bit of peppermint oil for that nice, fresh taste.
Shoes.
Shoes. Okay. I cannot explain to you how many shoes I found on the beaches of Comoros. Every single day, that was the number 1 or 2 item on my bucket of day challenge. Please stop buying those cheap Havaiana flip-flops. Come on, you guys know, they break after a couple months and you gotta buy new ones. So just take some time and actually invest in higher quality pieces which are gonna last you at least a couple years. So personally, I love my vegan Birkenstocks. Yeah. I'm a sucker for those.
Same. Or just no shoes, guys.
Or no shoes. If you live in Australia, you can get away with no shoes.
No shoes,
no
that's
shoes.
Okay. Pesticides.
Pesticides. Another really big one is, of course, the amount of pesticides required to grow the enormous amounts of commercialized monocultures. I did a whole thing about regenerative agriculture, and if you want to learn more about that, I would check out Mazi Farm, which is an incredible regenerative agriculture farm in Greece, which is trying to bring back the healthy soil in the Mediterranean region. So yeah, go to your local farmer's market, try to support smaller businesses, grow your own veggies. It's not that hard apparently. If you live in one place, you can actually invest, make your own veggie garden. Unfortunately, we travel too much, so we just go to the
Maybe soon we'll be able to
hopefully.
do it. Yeah.
One day.
This one, guys, is a big one. Making your own mosquito repellent.
Mosquito repellent. So
especially
if you're
in
like
the
us,
tropics, live in the tropics.
We live in the tropics, and that aerosol stuff, no good. You can make your own super easily. All you need is some isopropyl alcohol, which you put cloves into. You let that stay for a couple of days, and then you mix it with coconut oil, and then again a few drops of eucalyptus, tea tree, or peppermint. So the combination of these 3 things will keep away mosquitoes, sandflies, and the coconut oil will make you feel nice and smooth. So much better than the store-bought. You would have heard about this one is bamboo toothbrushes, of course. So yeah,
and not just toothbrushes. There's like kits you can buy with like forks, knives, spoons, chopsticks, everything like that. It's super cheap. We'll link it below online. You can just buy it, like $35 or something, and you can travel with it. It's a great thing to take with you.
We were just at the markets this morning and we saw a lovely local company called Beeswax Honey Wraps, something like that, and they have beautiful beeswax wraps. If you're vegan, you can actually have soy wraps base, so there are many options, and this is basically to eliminate cling film.
Yeah, whatever. But I use it all the time when I'm traveling. Like I'm just packing my sandwiches or any type of food. When I'm going to work, when I'm traveling, I just always put everything in there. And it's awesome.
Plastic bags.
Plastic bags.
So in Australia, they finally banned the bag. Woohoo! Right? They've now replaced them with even thicker bags, which take even longer to degrade in the natural environment. So of course, just stop using any sort of plastic bags, you guys. There are so many epic alternatives. We have fantastic mesh bags. You can use tote bags. You can use just about any bag you have. Just put your fruit and veg directly into a backpack. But again, there's wonderful companies which sell fantastic produce bags. And if you guys know, on my channel, I have several tutorials on how to make bags out of old t-shirts and things like that. So
yeah.
No excuse, basically, not to...
Again, going back to just reduce, just stop. Yeah. It's quite easy to do. Yeah. Quite easy to do. I've been doing this for years now, and I always have the same bags. I'm just taking care of them.
Just have a few bags in your car, in your handbag, ladies, in your backpack, so you're ready for shopping anytime. All right.
Sea Shepherd.
Sea Shepherd. So, who is probably the biggest name in ocean conservation? It would be Sea Shepherd, because they really get out there and they really fight for what they believe in. So if you can get involved with your local chapter, where you can do stall work or you can potentially even get on the boats, get involved with them. But if you can't, you can support them by buying one of their t-shirts. I know I have a few, and they're the ones which get stolen from backpacker hostels. So don't leave them hanging on like lines, because everyone wants a Sea Shepherd shirt.
Other NGOs you can support, for example, I'm working with Nakawa Project and we're working on a documentary Game Overfishing, so that's a very cool thing you can support. We're working mainly in Central America, South America, pretty much all over the world really, but we're trying to push a lot of different activities, educating kids about plastic, about shark finning, about overfishing, about many different things. So basically just find a local NGO around you and support them as much as you can. Go volunteer with them, do extra stuff. We're working here with Reef Restoration Foundation, Australian Marine Conservation Society, Parlay, Cairns Turtle Rehabilitation Centre. So many, so it's very easy to do.
All linked down below, the ones we personally have experience with, but we're sure you can find some wonderful people in your local area which are doing things to help our Earth.
Guys, so another one that is very simple, and a lot of people actually are offering this, a lot of companies, dive shops, organizations, are cleanups. So you can always jump on a cleanup dive or on a beach cleanup, depending on what you can find in your area. A lot of dive shops, I can tell you a good example from Israel, for example, or Mexico, where we're doing like a lot of beach cleanup, cleanup dives, where you don't even have to pay for the dive. You just come on, and because you're helping like a good cause, they give you the dive for free. So that's what we would do, and it would be amazing. We'd come out with loads of bags. I was doing this in the South Pacific as well sometimes, when we had a free day to do this kind of stuff, and you'll be amazed with how much you can find, and but at the same time you kind of make it fun, because you go on a cool dive with friends, collect some rubbish on the way. To be honest, do it on every dive if you can. Just any dive you go, just grab a bag with you and collect stuff. I mean, unfortunately on almost every dive you can find something, so you can do that. And like I said, beach cleanups as well. A lot of NGOs are doing this, and you can just, even by yourself, when you're going on the beach with friends, 10-15 minutes walk around, collect some stuff. I mean, like I said, unfortunately it's not that hard to find things.
Plastic is everywhere, so even 5 minutes a day, just pick up what you see. That makes, that 5 item, 20 item, 50 item difference in our world. So. Another thing we don't consider is the amount of food that gets wasted every year worldwide. So I think the statistics are something like 40% of all the food grown actually doesn't reach bellies. It's just wasted, whether it's at the supermarkets or then in your own home. So what can you do about this? In supermarkets, pick the lonely banana, because it's the one which is most likely to be wasted. At home, do your meal plans, take some time to figure out how much you're going to eat, and buy in smaller quantities rather than having a fridge full which you're going to have to throw out. Now this is one you guys all know about. Plastic bottles and buying bottled water is not only an enormous waste of money, but also of course environmental resources. So if you don't like drinking tap water, there are filters available you can get. And of course, for countries like ours where we're very privileged to live in Australia, we can just drink tap water. So we have our reusable water bottles kind of bringing along with us wherever we go. We personally just ordered 2 giant water bottles from a saltwater tribe.
Yep.
They're about to be here, I think tomorrow, so we can't wait to check those out.
So as maybe a lot of you maybe not really aware, but the way the industry is fishing right now is just not sustainable. The amount of fish we pull out of the water and a lot of bycatch that comes up with it, especially if we're talking about seafood, not just fish specifically. It's just the way it is now is not sustainable. So, I mean, I'm not one of those people who say don't eat fish, but be smart about it and find the, you know, maybe go and find a local fisherman that actually goes and catches them individually rather than something more commercial in the supermarkets. Just don't go to the supermarkets, drop it. It's not even that healthy, to be honest. Like every fish that we eat nowadays has plastic in it.
Do you want to be eating plastic?
So yeah, like my ideology is just, again, kind of like with the plastic, just try and minimize. I myself don't eat any seafood, fish or meat, but at the same time, I'm not preaching for people not to do it. I'm just saying if all of us will do less, we're already making a huge difference. And this is your personal choice, obviously. If you want to stop completely, of course, we're supporting that.
Highly recommend it. Plenty of vegan resources available on my website, so you can check that out down below.
Yeah, jump down on that and have a look through. But in one sentence, just try and minimize, try and find your local fishermen and support them as well. You can make them more money, they're happier with their jobs. I mean, we want to support local stuff rather than the big commercial companies.
One of the newest studies which kind of took the world by storm a couple of years ago was the microplastic study, where we found out that all of our clothes actually shed tiny little pieces, fragments, particles of plastic every time they go through the wash. So one of the options that Patagonia definitely presents is to use the Guppy Friend bag, which is a bag which captures all these microplastics. Now it's not perfect because the little pieces then can still go into the environment as you take it out of the bag. So the best thing to do really, hand wash your synthetic clothes if you can, or put them on the lowest kind of vigorous cycle. Use the Guppy Friend bag and try and use natural clothing. So buy 100% cotton if you can, and yeah, that's kind of all we can do with the microplastics because they're everywhere.
I'm talking about sharks. Sharks, guys. Sharks are friends, okay? And they've said it so many times everywhere. Just really, I think we're in a time, in age where we're not really, there's enough awareness and people are starting to understand more and more, okay? And sharks are unfortunately being still fished illegally, like a lot. We're talking about 11,000 sharks an hour are being pulled out of the water, about 100 million sharks a year, which is insane numbers. So just kind of, again, try and apply more pressure within your local communities if you are around this. Even here in Australia, they still sell like flake. And in Central America,
flake is shark.
Yeah, flake is shark, guys. So just stop buying that. That is bad for you, and it's bad for the sharks. Okay, eating how do you say apex predators, especially in the ocean, like tuna, sharks, this kind of stuff. They have a lot of mercury in them. It's not very healthy for you anyway.
And it disrupts the entire
ecosystem.
Food chain.
Yeah, just that is no good. So guys, flake, and if you're like in Central America, South America, cazón. All of this is shark. If you're in Asia, obviously try and avoid this kind of stuff. It's bad for you and obviously for the environment. So no need for that. And sharks are friends,
not food or enemies. Another recent study was showing how the destructions of the coral reefs around Bahamas and Hawaii was actually due to sunscreen. So there are certain chemicals inside sunscreen which has been proved to actually destroy the reproductive systems of coral, making them infertile, making them biologically dead. So you guys, don't use sunscreen when you're about to go on the reef or in the ocean. Alternatives, there are some coral-friendly sunscreens. There is zinc, which you can use. We're gonna show you guys the ingredients you want to avoid. But even better for the planet, and even better for your health, cover up.
Cover up.
Just wear a hat, wear sunnies, wear a long sleeve, wetsuit, all that stuff. Much better for both the ocean and your skin to be protected from the sun. if you are avid scientist or competitive person, you can actually join several apps which exist where you input all the little pieces of plastic that you've gathered on beach cleanups. Now this helps because it really gives you a sense of accomplishment because you can see all the plastic you have collected and the difference you've made. But also, all the data goes into a worldwide database where we can learn more about the plastic pollution issue. Again, you guys might have known I did the bucket a day challenge where I collected a bucket of plastic every single day and broke down what I found in each of the buckets, and I have a whole video coming on that next week, I believe, so stay tuned. I don't know about you guys, but every time I see a ray, I get really excited. However, I know many of my students get nervous and scared. This does not mean that rays are inherently dangerous or human killing or deserve to be food or kept in little tanks or cut up in pieces. I've seen all sorts of stuff. So yeah, so just learn about the ocean animals because they're really not out to get you, and we really need them, as David was saying earlier, we need them in that food chain to just keep our oceans healthy.
Next one, guys, is getting in there, out there, whatever you want to call it, just jumping in the water and just go out in the ocean to actually see what is happening, and this way you could, educate other people around you. If you guys are into diving, free diving, start getting, jump onto courses, get your education going within the industry and develop yourself, and just go to the beach, go out in the ocean, see it for yourself, and you'll understand exactly what we were talking about all the time.
Yeah. We're both diving instructors, so this passion is really fueled by being in the water and seeing these creatures and the reef. And honestly, there's nothing more rewarding than having new people kind of join the fight, join the mission, because they fall in love with the ocean as well.
Yeah, easy.
Another thing that we love to do and encourage everyone to do is to vote with your wallet. So actually put the money into companies and into people and into ethos that you believe in. So there's plenty of environmentally friendly, ocean friendly companies out there. For example, 4Ocean, come on, be the model. So 4Ocean creates bracelets and
they do like other bottles as well, but all kinds of products. But mainly what they do is they basically do beach cleanups and ocean cleanups. All the plastic, they make it as a bracelet. That's what they make their money on. That money goes back into the company, back into developing and bring the money back into the environment, which is really, really cool.
And they're really cute bracelets. Other ones, of course, you guys would be familiar with the plastic is the Killer t-shirt. So this is one of my t-shirts. It's 100% cotton and 15% of the proceeds go straight to the plastic free fund. So again, very similar, doing beach cleanups and scuba diving cleanups and finding ways and alternatives for plastic use. So there are so many different options out there. So check out the local ones in your area. I'm sure there are many incredible people working where you are to help the oceans. As you guys know, I live in the water. I'm basically half mermaid, so most of my closet is bikinis. Luckily, I have some epic companies I've been working with which actually create swimsuits out of upcycled fishing nets and plastic pulled up from the Mediterranean, I believe, and then some other places. So Woodlike Swimwear have created some fantastic designs. They're really good for ladies who are sporty, so if you're a surfer, if you're a diver, they're very comfortable, doesn't get stuck in the wetsuit or anything like that. And then of course for the more fashion forward ladies, there are many luxury brands. For example, Jeu de Vague, one of my favorite of all time. I mean, look at that color. It's crazy. Even he appreciates it.
Yeah.
For gentlemen, of course, though, there are board shorts that you can check out as well. There is... what are they called?
I was like, I don't know. Is it the brand I was talking about? Billabong?
You were talking about Billabong. There's another one. Funny straws. Straws something.
We'll find it. We'll figure it out. But I was about to say that there's big brands are getting into this as well. Like Adidas, for example, they teamed up with Parley for the oceans, and now they're creating actually shoes that are made from ghost nets and old fishing stuff. And it's amazing. So Adidas is doing the move. I know Billabong is starting to get into this with their board shorts and different things like this. So just choose those over the. Like Katt just said, vote with your money. So it's very simple. Just choose those products over other products, which is very simple.
Precisely. sloppy tunas. Sloppy tunas create epic, very cute board shorts from plastic bottles captured in the Mediterranean.
Ooh, that's good.
That's it about it.
Yeah.
As you guys know, my whole website and YouTube is called My Vegan Experiment, and that was my journey into conservation, into sustainability, into living an environmentally friendly life. Because one of the biggest impacts you can do is to stop eating meat and dairy. So it's the best thing you can do for the environment, probably for your health, and definitely for the animals. So I'm not saying, again, cut out meat and dairy from one day to the next, although it is possible. Check out some documentaries like Cowspiracy, Forks Over Knives, What the Health, Earthlings. They provide...
Earthlings is a bad one.
It's good because
It's good,
it's
but
so
it's,
bad.
yeah.
But really just learn about what's happening in our world. 3 years ago, I ate meat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I was a massive meat eater and I loved it, but now I know that just one hamburger is the equivalent of showering for an entire year. So we don't have enough resources to sustain our enormous population. It's taking the effects of animal agriculture ranges from water usage, land usage, increased chemicals, deforestation in the Amazon for soybeans, which are then fed to the cows. We can keep going. But basically, decrease your meat and dairy intake and you will be making a huge contribution to decreasing your carbon footprint.
Guys, we kind of mentioned it already before because it kind of jumps into different topics as well, but just supporting brands, again, voting with your money. There's a lot of brands out there that are trying to do the right thing. Even my sunglasses, they're made by Woody, which is a very awesome brand. They make sunnies out of recyclable wood, and the lenses are amazing. It's polarized and everything. So there's many brands out there that are doing the extra mile to try and give you sustainable products and environmental products. So yeah, buy sunnies.
I actually have sunnies from another company called Tree Tribe. Same thing, recycled wood, excellent lenses. Unfortunately, they stopped making sunglasses, but they still make fantastic other products like leaf leather. So if you want a nice handbag or anything like that, instead of having animal leather, you can have leaf leather. And again, for every sale they make, 10 trees are planted. So that's not necessarily exactly ocean, but the more trees, the better our planet is off in general. So
yeah, and it's all connected anyway. So
it's all connected. So before we finish off, of course, gotta mention voting. So while the governments don't necessarily care that much about what's happening with our planet, some are making a change. So if you can vote, use your vote wisely, kind of support the people that, I don't know, we don't vote because, well, I don't vote, I travel too much, I can't vote.
Yeah.
But support the people who are kind of moving in the direction you want to. So vote in your local elections, in your big elections. Your voice matters, so please, please do that.
And basically leads us to the last one, which is leading by example. I can tell you that the worst thing to do is to come to other people and tell them, oh, don't do this or don't do that, because people don't like to be told what to do and what not to do.
Yes.
But the easiest thing to do is just to kind of change yourself. I mean, start implementing those changes with what you're doing in your daily activities and whatever you guys doing, and trust me, people around you are going to notice and you're going to be like, oh, that's pretty cool, I want to do the same thing. I could tell you about myself. I'm pretty sure that I've affected quite a few people already with what I'm doing. And again, once you start doing this and you see how easy and simple to do those changes and actually implement this in your life, and other people will see it as well. And that's it. I'm teaching diving. It's always part of what I'm talking about, like marine conservation, what my students can do from today, tomorrow to actually start. Even the small things, straws. I've heard someone talking about, oh, there's so many straws. Why? How come my straw would matter?
Yeah.
But it does, because that one straw can hit one turtle or one fish or one shark or whatever, and this is think about it this way, every straw that you use, you actually hurt it, and you already hurt an animal. Yeah. If any animal would have been hurt by any straw, it's you already.
Yeah.
In a way. So
exactly.
It's
But on that note, I also want to say thank you so much for all the people who have let us know if any of the work we've done has impacted you or helped you. I know I get messages which say they've gone a bit more vegan or completely vegan or plastic free or got a reusable bag or bottle. These messages mean the world to me and to us, I'm sure. So if you guys did learn something new, please let us know down below and kind of share it, because all of you guys, you're on the same team, you're on the same mission, so let's be active, let's get involved. We want to hear from you, and yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here.